It's springtime in Texas, although we had a cold spell. How you guys do this selfie stick. It's my first time. Say hello to Brian. And MJ. 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 We're in the thick of it. Somewhere in Texas. Let's see, can I channel and walk with 2 dogs? Kind of baffled here how you guys do this shit. Kudos to those creators that can handle a selfie stick. Well, okay, let's try this. So, don't have a job yet. I applied to the rest of the retail stores around here. Walmart. Today I applied at Home Depot. Hopefully I can get something there because I don't have a means to move out. I have no funds to pay rent or even to pay for movers. I had to contact some people I met when I used to work at Waffle House, pulling out my networking skills, pastures, that kind of thing, and see if I can get some help with my utility payment. I managed to get it extended by 2 weeks. That's still a $176 electric bill for a little tiny 1-bedroom apartment. And oh look, flowers. Oops. Pretty flowers. Oh, I don't know how you guys do this shit. Stay. Selfie stick, stay. Anyways, if I get a job offer, then I can work something out with my landlord, not get evicted. But with late fees and other fees, pet fees, trash fees, and the water bill, it's about $1,200. I haven't even paid my other bills that I owe, like the 70% interest through Cash App, kind of little cash payment loans. That's what I had to do to buy pet food or food. But local pastor told me about ministry nearby that provides food and pet food and utility payments to those in need. So I will see if I can get a ride out there. I guess I could ride my bike. I have a basket. It just kind of sucks this time of year in Texas how windy it gets in the spring. I mean, the wind was so cold the other night. It was like 20 degrees. It felt like I was back in Alaska. Speaking of Alaska, where I was living was the Soldotna Kenai Peninsula. If you think about Alaska, that's what everybody thinks about. The salmon fishing capital of the world. And sometimes the humidity there can be like 120%, which is crazy to think about. But it's nothing but mountains, ocean, rivers, lots of trees, lots of fractal geometry, which is what our eyes really, really need, which is why it's so important to be out in nature and look at the trees and leaves, guys. So since February 8th, since my firing, I've lost close to 12 pounds, a couple inches off my waist. Those seed oils now out of my system. I mean, don't get me wrong, occasionally seed oils are okay, vegetable oils. But 5 days a week, 2 meals a day, it became a part of my cellular membranes, and I look like puffy and bloated. Still pretty lonely though. I think I got one friend here that's female. I haven't known her that long. I met her also at Waffle House. Great lady. Oh look, a red cardinal. She helped me. She submitted my resume with her employer, and I see if I can get a job there. So I'm trying. But screw places like Walmart. I applied online and did their assessments. And then I get an email saying, please complete your assessments. So I go back, click on the link, tell them to log in, then tells me my email address has been suspended. Please say the original email for instructions, which the email just says, complete your assessment. So Walmart. It's not the first time I applied through there successfully at Walmart. Even when I talk to somebody in the store, I go back and they say, oh, talk to the manager that you applied online. It's like, what's the fucking point? I applied everywhere close to me that I could, walking or bike distance. I have one guy friend here, bless his heart. He's the only one proven so far that just doesn't want to get in my pants. All these other guys that were trying to be my friends have ghosted me. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them. And one 75-year-old man that continues to text me. I don't know what he thinks. I'm going to date a 75-year-old man. So, back to my first video from February 16th, that men and women cannot be friends unless they've already tried a romantic thing and then have decided that friendship is better. Otherwise, all you men just look at people like me, women like me, and desire and pretend to be friends, do nice things, and then just ghost when it doesn't work out that way. Tell you a little story here. My former weed dealer, his name was Bro. That's not his real name, obviously. He kept asking to have sex with me, saying, oh, I just love older women. They turn me on so much. I can make you feel so good. I can help pay your rent. What the fuck, man? Can't you just be a decent human being and help me with my rent? We can work out some payment arrangement. I could pay you back weekly or something. No. I have to be a fucking prostitute to get help. So fuck all you men who think every woman just wants to open their legs because they can't pay their rent. What the fuck? I'm so sick of that. I just want friends. I had this new neighbor. He's retired. Has a dog. I thought, oh, cool, neighbor with a dog like mine. We can walk together, do neighborly things. No, the first night I met him out in our parking lot walking around with his dog. He's wearing flip-flops way too big for his feet. He fucking trips on his dog, like lands on the pavement. And he's like, the next day said I think he broke his rib or something. I say goodnight to him, and later that night, he comes and brings a note to my door saying, come kiss me, please kiss me, just kiss me right now at 3 a.m. I have it on my camera. I'm like, what the fuck? You drunk ass bitch. I told him straight up, I'm like, just because I'm nice and want to have friends with my neighbors and walk my dogs with you doesn't mean I want to fuck you. This video does really well. I don't get monetized for it because I say all these F-bombs. Well, fuck, whatever. Fuck you, YouTube. Okay. You know, cursing is healthy. Your body releases serotonin when you curse, especially when you're in pain. It's been proven. I can't remember what I watched. Some documentary where they took 2 men and a woman, put them in a hot tub that was ice cold, and they told them to stay in there as long as they could. And they couldn't last a few seconds. They got out. So they went inside, dried up, warmed up, and said, okay, now go out there again, but this time curse all you want. All those motherfuckers were dropping F-bombs left and right, but they were able to stay in that ice cold water way longer. I can't remember the exact time, but it was several minutes, okay? And that proves cursing is good for you. If you fucking hurt yourself, emotionally or physically, and want to say the F-bomb, well, fuck. Your body will feel better for it, okay? So all this fucking blocking, censoring of curse words, the fuck is wrong with people? I've been trying to create content, get my funny on. It's really hard to be joyful and funny when you're so stressed out. Oh, there's a bunny. Hey, bunny. And let me show you this random strange thing here, guys. This has been here for over 6 months. A koala bear. Did I see it? Just a koala bear next to my dogs. Okay, making friends when you're authentic and you don't want to play games. You don't want to just pretend to be nice, listen to other people's toxic inauthenticity. And that's why I can't seem to hold a job. The older I get, the worse it gets, the more authentic and honest I become. And being here by myself, I still have some ties to my ex-husband. I'm pretty sure he's watching this. Since I left Alaska last year in August, he started drinking again. 30-year alcoholic. Long story short, I didn't vet him when we got back in touch a few years ago. His mother died. I think he pretty much was looking for a replacement for his mommy. His mom, poor mom, spoiled her 2 boys and her husband to where when she passed away, they couldn't handle their own shit. She was no longer that punching bag to dump their emotions into, good or bad. I've had to let go, surrender, trying to fix other people, surrender being right. It's been a lonely road since February 8th. See, day 22 sobriety. The longest I've been sober is 30 days. Oh, my dog's taking a shit. Sure you don't want to see that. Did you shit? The fuck? Okay. He didn't. Years ago, I applied for a newborn photographer job at a hospital. It was through a company called Hour 365. I earnestly cleaned my system out, passed the drug test, but the hospital came back later. A week later, it said, we don't think her test results are accurate. We think she diluted it. She needs to retake it again. Well, I just happened to pass that drug test the first time at the lab right around New Year's Eve. And I was celebrating by smoking again. So I lost that chance. But that was a hard job. I was so exhausted when I got off work. Taking pictures of newborns all day, dressing them, trying to pose them, and edit the photos in a cart and sell them to mom and dad who are exhausted, just having babies. Because rejection is God's protection. So that's what happened there. My dogs are just looking at the whole world through their nose right now. I meditate twice a day, my transcendental meditation, about 40 minutes a day. Walk my dogs twice a day. Do my nightly walk, about half an hour to 45 minutes. But back to get my funny on. I was watching Red Fairy Tarot channel. And she did a tarot reading. I should reference it here. I think I will. She says something about not too long ago you had this idea you came up with that you forgot about. When I listened to it, I thought, oh my God, it was my skits, my mom's skits. My mom's funny. Now that I'm older, I understand her better. I was estranged from her for many years. But in 2009, about that time, I attended a year-long landmark education course. It was in Addison, Texas, but they are nationwide, I believe. It was a different way of looking at the world. It was where I first learned there are things that you know, things that you know that you don't know, and the things that you don't know that you don't know. But what I didn't know was that the bad parent was always my father, and the good parent that was severely misunderstood was my mother. See, in 1976, she had a full hysterectomy after my youngest sister was born. And back then, there's no hormone therapy like there were now. So she would lose her shit all the time. And me being a sensitive child, interpreted it to be a bad thing. So my first bad memory of my mom, I was like 4, and my younger sister was about 3. I remember she worked nights at this place called Mostech, doing computer chips. My sister and I were playing in our bedroom one afternoon, and she was trying to sleep because she worked nights. A couple times she came in there and yelled at us to be quiet, but kids will be kids. And the third time she came in there, she was so frustrated not being able to sleep that she duct taped our mouth shut. So my sister and I sat there crying, just snot-filled noses, trying to breathe, and scared to death to take that duct tape off. So you look at that as you will, bad or good. It's just my mom was frustrated, no hormone therapy, and doing her best. So years ago when I was in landmark education, I call it like AA for sober people, because you would, after a weekend course with them, you make the effort to call everybody that you didn't get along with in your life. And I called up my mom and mended relations with her. Started to hang out with her and talk to her almost on a daily basis. And at one point, I was living near her too, in South Dallas. And my father said that's not a good idea that I live so close to my mom. That I shouldn't be so close to her. Fast forward, November 2024, I was in Alaska still. Just a month before that, told my husband I wanted a divorce. Put up with this one last Tasmanian devil emotional conniption fit. Well, I just couldn't do it anymore. I was always so stressed out. It was always chaos. That relationship did not bring me peace. I was always having to take care of his inability to process his own emotions. He dumped his shadow on me pretty much. That's what alcoholics do. They dump your shadow. I mean, he seriously has told me just recently that alcohol brings him clarity and marijuana makes his mind muddled. I'm almost there, 8 days away from the longest I've been sober in my adult life. I've been using cannabis for 25 years to take care of anxiety because I've always been a people pleaser. Always afraid to rock the boat, to listen to the authority in the room, and not to myself. It took me a long time to trust myself. As of now, I have a hard time trusting myself. How am I going to make it? How am I going to pay my rent? I just got to get a job. Why is it so hard? So while I look for jobs, I create content. Like, what else am I going to do with my time, right? It's not like I can masturbate. Way past that. My body is not into making babies anymore, so. And honestly, when you're a woman, I think you can relate. When you have that one great person in your life who is so good at sex and everything else, you become asexual. You just don't even want to try anymore. It's like, why bother? I don't even want to sleep with somebody for money. I mean, that would make me a whore, right? A prostitute? I mean, saying nothing's wrong with that. I mean, in the Bible, Jesus hung out with the prostitute and a tax collector, Matthew and the prostitute, okay? What he didn't hang out with are narcissists. He fucking left. Or he'll toss some tables in the temple. So I called my energy back. Stopped dealing with narcissists. Stopped dealing with people telling me what to do when they can't even stop drinking. Back to my family. November 2024, I flew to see my youngest sister and my father. and her family fought the whole time with my sister. I remember I was sitting in this massage chair she had, really expensive massage chair, and I could not get comfortable in it. It just dug into all the wrong places. And I'll say this, my younger sister is overweight, okay? Like 200 pounds, pretty much. But she tried to adjust it for me, and I said, I just can't do this. It doesn't feel good. And then she goes, oh, it's because you're so stressed out, aren't you? Okay, yeah, bitch, that's why. I don't like your chair. So, and she said things like, I don't visit the past. I move on. We need to move forward. I'm like, okay. So I moved forward, trying to deal with my ex-husband, soon to be ex-husband, his abusive family. I mean, to give you an idea, I moved to Alaska June 2023, and by December that year, I had a domestic violence protective order filed against me by my father-in-law. He lied and said that I tried to hit him. And he also filed one against his son, my soon-to-be husband then. And I was isolated ever since. Civil liability, systemic humiliation campaign. Yeah, trust me, I've thought about all that. I've done a lot of work on it. In fact, all the shit I was going through with my in-laws, trying to survive in isolation with an alcoholic husband. I couldn't get a job there. I was blacklisted. I mean, I got my marijuana handler's permit up there. The small town I was in, there was 7 or 8 shops, and I applied at all of them twice. Could not get a job there. It's like I was blacklisted. Also part of the systemic humiliation campaign done by my in-laws. I mean, even before I left, July of 2025, my brother-in-law's girlfriend filed another domestic violence protective order claiming that I'm stalking her because I posted a Google review of where she worked at. She was a pole vault instructor at a yoga studio. Alaskans, they're so isolated, they think having pole vault classes at a yoga studio marketed to families, it's a good thing. But poor guys, they can't get out of state that long because they stay too long, they won't get their dividends. You have to live in that state for so many months out of the year to receive your Alaska Permanent Fund dividend, by the way. So I was going through all that. It was showing in my face. I had a lot of cortisol weight gain around my stomach. It just looked horrible on my face as well. The stress and fighting every day. And then my mom went to the hospital. She got sick. And then once again, my family decided to include me on that bad news. So she was sick, but my mom's a hypochondriac. It's not the first time she's gone to the hospital or said she had cancer. So I didn't think it was that serious. She was living with my oldest sister anyway, second oldest sister. Well, I sent a big family group text because no one was listening to me. And about where I was at, and that to only contact me was absolutely necessary because no one seems to want to help me with where I'm at by myself. Then my mom died. I have 4 sisters and a father, and I found out about it from a family friend 3 weeks after she passed away. I got a text saying, I'm so sorry to hear about your mom. When I called my dad and asked him about it, he said, well, you proven to us that you don't care about your mom. I was going to fly you down there for a funeral, but That's the thing. I've been excluded from family events since I graduated college. Nobody came to my college ceremony. I never went to my college graduation. I called my aunt, my dad's sister, and asked if she wanted to fly up. I graduated from University of Alaska, Anchorage, okay? Asked if she wanted to come to Alaska. And she said that her and her husband have no desire to go to Alaska. So I didn't even bother telling the rest of the family. And believe it or not, just a couple years ago, I mentioned it to my father, and he said, "Oh, I wish you would have told me. I would have come down to see your graduation." It took 7 years for me to graduate college. I took 2 years off because I needed a break. And my father said, "That's not a good idea. You shouldn't take a break. You should just finish school." And I did. I went back and I graduated. I got my degree in photojournalism, an English minor. But he didn't care. He didn't ask. He didn't even ask when I drove down from Alaska to Dallas in July of 2001, right before 9/11. So when my mom died, when I found out, I pretty much mourned the loss of both of my parents at the same time. Realized that my dad and my family were never there for my wins. Nobody congratulated me when I got accepted into bad timing on my part, right before COVID occurred, but I got accepted to get my master's in science in Ayurvedic medicine at Maharishi International University. I was going to work on being an Ayurvedic practitioner. I attended 1 year, just about a year's worth, but I went through being sexually assaulted by my next door neighbor where I just moved to. Took him to court, and the city I was living in called it a assault by contact and gave him a $150 misdemeanor fine. That was it. I won, but he only had to pay $150 for grabbing me where the sun don't shine. And so I dropped out of school. I couldn't do it. Whatever I had planned to work, budget, roommates, all went out the window with COVID. So I couldn't maintain it. And then not too long before I moved back to Alaska in June 2023, one of my nephews got accepted into medical school, Western medicine. And my youngest sister, the golden child, made sure everybody knew about it and celebrated, had a big old party for him. Big old congratulations. You got accepted into medical school. But fuck your Aunt Jackie. Fuck any of her wins. I think because I married an alcoholic and such a bad marriage that I was in, I got punished by my family for it. My first marriage. I'd never been married before. I got married at 48. But since I've been sober, clear-headed, not around an alcoholic, not being yelled at, shouted at, dumped on with someone's shadow, I was able to get my funny back on and pull out the skits I created. I have like 20 of them about my mom. And many others about my life, because I've had some fucked up shit happen to me being a woman. And I forgot that's what I wanted to create my channel, was the comedy. I do like living in smaller towns, but it is lonely. I've saw this video about quantum praying, which is, I guess, what I do. You know, say what you're grateful for this shift that's about to occur. Remove what doesn't serve you. Don't worry about the how, and trust the universe's intelligence to move the way it needs to. And then just listen and wait, which is what meditation is for. I wake up and I do a little daily tarot reads for myself, asking what needs to be expressed through me today, Or what resources or support am I not seeing yet? But I know I have to make efforts in a calm, peaceful place to receive the help I need. It's really hard when I'm 2 weeks away from possible eviction. I've set up all kinds of things. I even got my TikTok page going. Like buy me a coffee, my Cash App. But I do know when you help out somebody, it helps yourself out. Sun's going down soon. You know, a couple of friends, one I've known for a long time and one not so long, I've reached out and said, you know, I'm not doing so well. I could really use a friend to talk to or see somebody. And then I get ghosted. No response. No, this is how it is, I guess. Rejection is God's protection, huh? Well, I have 18 more skits to make. I'm glad now I can see the funny in my mom, that she was trying the best she could, given the cultural differences. And making myself learn how to curse in Vietnamese wasn't easy. But pray for me that I'll find my way and get these bills taken care of. And if you want to be so kind to support my work, you're welcome to. I got a lot of gifts to give to the world that I've put on the back burner because I didn't want to shine too bright. Because sometimes when I do, men just come at me, or women get jealous. But good God, who leaves a note on your door? Kiss me, come kiss me, you drunk asshole. Fuck. All because I was nice to him and walked my dogs with him. Yeah. I feel sorry for his dog. I'd rather just go walk his dog, take his dog with all of us on a walk, leave him behind. The guy can't even wear proper shoes. Oh. We've got other dogs that want to go out to get their walk on. You guys, you got dogs. Go walk them. Go walk your doggies. You'll feel so much better. And if you eat vegetable oil a lot, stop. You'll lose the weight. I promise you will. Well, thanks for listening. Until next time, stay charismatic.